Sorry, you fucking
You fucking prick with the other day.
Fuck, I'm going home.
Help me up, you can.
Do you see how simple that is? Stun and run tactics is probably the best physical response if you're forced into a physical response that you could employ. And I certainly recommend it for women. If you do not have to fucking engage, you continue, do not. Too much shit can go wrong. You could get dragged into a ground fight, someone else can get involved, you can pull a weapon during the affray, shut you down and you don't fight effectively from ECQ. You could hurt him really fucking bad when you could have just run. Continuous attack, blitzkrieg is level 10 threat, worst case fucking scenario. I need to get home. And you're going to end my life if I don't, so I'm not going to allow that. It's got to be that. Right? But if I could create that, separation and run, I mean, you all hit hard. You've all been with me long enough to hit fucking hard. You can create that response. Particularly if the cunt runs into it and you're all deceptive. I was playing that old man fucking card. I don't want no trouble. And bang. Alright, understand where that belongs. Yeah. Everyone needs to go with that. Yeah, let's do it.
Something, lads. Well, what's fucking your piss? I think you're going with that, son.
You're on, guys.
Fucking arm, man, son. What's up, your piss?
Are you alright?
Right. Should chase them, Simon.
Yeah, I will. Right, so no failure or any feedback, come out. Nice little lateral shuffle. Belongs in an Irish jig, but not when you're running. Yeah. Forward and legged. And what other resource you could have employed, because you just had such a good performance and put this friend down, was your voice. Use your voice, it's a resource. This is about using your resource. Your body language and your voice is a fucking resource. So I could be posturally aggressive and suggest consequence, or I could be assertive, using a bad dog voice. Stay the fuck away from me! You understand? Good. Next one. Fix that. Wait. Fix that. Finish on a good rep. I want you to run on your posture.
You're right there, guys. I don't want to fuck you
Fucking engine!
Good. This kind of training as well, believe it or not, it's a psychological value.
Yeah.
It's a psychological detox. To posture aggressive with somebody is very, it's considered taboo, isn't it? People climb a mountain and scream their fucking head off. Practice posturing, practice aggressive body language and dialogue. So you're familiar. So you get desensitized. Otherwise, the first time someone barks at you really bad, you're gonna go mid-brain. Whereas if you do it regularly, you think, you know what, you've got the right scary faces, but you've got to work on your dialogue. You're not intimidating. Does that make sense? It's a very useful thing to do. And it feels good after you've done it. It's a release. Good. Anyone else? Nah. Got fucking lumps of wood. Got bottles. Just there, just in this point. We're at stage, weren't put there, it's there. There's usually something. If there ain't nothing, then you've got to employ what God give you. And enhance it with this nice hard ground and these walls. But using an equaliser is a very could happen thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the point. If you had a weapon of personal carry, it should be in your fucking hand before you move to an environment like this. First of all, you shouldn't be in an environment like this.
Yeah.
Right? Second of all, you should, like, if you are in an environment like this and you do carry a weapon of personal carry, it would be in my fucking hand anyway. You know why? Because it's a trigger, it's a switch for me to switch on. I'm not putting a tool in my hand just in case I have a problem, although if I do, I've got a contingency plan. I access weapons abroad or improvised tools that I could employ because it switches on my awareness. Which means my awareness is going to be sharp. In which case, if I've come around a corner and I spot this immediately and I've got a tool in my hand, is that more of an advantage? Yeah. Than having to fight you and then access it in the fight, which you probably won't because you'll forget. What's more likely is you don't do that, you fight the fight, and en route to running, you arm yourself now. Do you understand? So imagine he's put you down and I pull my tool out. So you fucking come here, you're getting some of this cunt, fuck off. Now you've got a tool in your hand. So in a country applicable, just understand, all the people that see my shit on YouTube, they think it all applies to the UK. I teach all over the world where the rules for weapon carry differ. Right up to personal carry with firearms. Okay. So practicing the access of a weapon post-event as you run is a good idea. Yes? Let's go. So in your case, that would work, wouldn't it? Because you don't want to run. No.
Look at this company's app back to front. Who the fuck do you think you are? You can't gangster on it.
Stay the fuck back, you cunt! You'll fucking get this!
Good, good. There's a really good example. So he may have only pulled out a flashlight. You don't know what the fuck he pulled out, do you? No. No. So like I've said to people, in a situation like that where I've postured and there's more than one, I've gone, see you cunt, I'll cut you first. What does that suggest to you?
I've got a knife, carry it.
I'm carrying a knife. Not at all. You don't know that. The context of this kind of situation, that kind of shit can work. But I would suggest that you move to a place where you can legally carry something. Does that make sense? Right.
Fuck are you going? What do you mean what's fucking up, mate? What do you mean what's fucking push for? Fuck you, mate. You fucking cunt. Fuck you, cunt.
Fucking cunt. Stay there, you prick!
It's not real.
It's not real. Right, so here's an example of the PADCOM drill. So fight management drill, we'd fight the fight, put it in an environmental setting. It's looked in around, based around the options and resources we've got. So 2 people have approached 1 subject. He's had to contact manage and he's had to hit the first one, stun and run. He's hit him, he's dropped him, he's legged it. But his mates run after him straight away. He's catching up. En route, if you look around, this is an alley. There's pallets, there's bits of wood, all sorts of potential improvised tools here available. We're working off the premise that we've picked up a fucking stick, turned around, beat the subject down, and then from there what happens, happens. Maybe the second one gets up and comes back in, or maybe he just spreezes up, in which case you posture and you keep legging it. It's a PADCOM drill implementing 2 people, so they've both got pads, they've also got groin guards and full face helmet just in case of accidental impact. We're using training weapons for the purpose of the drill, and let's see what happens, let's see how it pans out.
What's up, lads?
You cunt, I fucking saw you.
What's fucking mouth? Come on! Come on! Fucking stay there, you cunt! Stay there!
Wait, what's on? Wait, no need to talk. I fucking told you back off! You fucking want to piece of me, cunt! Back off!
If you do this kind of training correctly, with the right ingredients, good people, good feeders, right environment, right kind of atmosphere, you can, if you use your imagination as a tool, access the emotional state that you need. You're accessing fight state. So I give them a little pep talk round the corner. I said, imagine your wife and your children are sat in that car up the end, inside the car safe, but they're watching this. They're wondering if daddy's going to get to the car. He's amped up now, his head's on it. So now he's come round, not with this is a drill, but with the elicitation of an emotional response. He accessed aggression immediately, and he operated under those conditions, which means neural pathway has been etched and cut. He's implanted that plausible response in that plausible situation into his subconscious brain during the elicitation of an emotional response, i.e. somewhat adrenalised. Nowhere near to the event. The conscious part of his brain knows this is a drill, but the instinctual part of him feels how fucking dangerous this situation could have been. And it helped him out, it gave him a little bit of adrenaline. I saw him access state and I pretty much see that you had it there till you got up there. If you can train under those conditions, that is worth a fucking 100 reps. That's worth 100 reps in the gym. Do you understand? 1 rep of that's worth 100. So implement those emotional elements. Next person.
Where do you think you're going, knobhead? Where do you think you're fucking going? What are you doing? Fucking hell. Come back! Come on! Come on!
Good. What did he show there? He showed complete control. He used force reasonable and necessary. So him lying on the floor putting up the pads replicates his gone feet, always putting up his hands. His attack ceased. Now you're moving into the realms of tier 1 civilian. You know, he managed emotional state under conditions of stress. So so he doesn't overreact or underreact. See where this shit belongs? Good. Anyone else?
Alright, pretty boy, where the fuck do you think you're going? You're Greg Hanson, aren't you? What's between fucking fuck off? You cunt! Fucking have you!
Right, something up! Fucking stand down!
It's a bit late for you, love, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
What do you mean, yeah?
Let me get
Let me
fucking
go!
Fuck off!
Motherfucker! Come here, you! You're fucking up! You're going... Jimmy, what do you think you're fucking... Oh, fucking up, you! Hey, fucking...
Come from earlier.
All right, big boy, with your fucking brother. Yes, fucking.
So you can see how this shit works? Yeah. He's looking for evasion all the time. First shot was intended, stun and run. Had to do it again until he got gone. In my example, because I'm nursing a fucking broken rib from the weekend, I realised as soon as I've hit the first one that I ain't running. I ran a few steps and stopped and realised I'm in this, so I'm going to fight. But any number of reasons could impair your running. You could have an injury. You could have any number of problems that stop you from running, or you could run and still get caught. So turning and hitting on the way in, stop hit, is a plan B. Understand?
Stand boys. Listen, calm down. Which we go? Loose! Loose! Fucking stay down!
Just the context of this. Because we're simulating and going into an unfamiliar environment, it's giving you a little elicitation of adrenaline. And with that elicitation of adrenaline, you're running 20 feet. Fucking tired.
Yeah.
Imagine how tired you would be. Which gives the reason that you need to cross-train, you need to be fit to fight. You need to have good general physical preparedness, GPP, and you need to have an extended ATP output. So you can run, fight, run, fight, run, fight. Yes?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That fucking come from everything.
No, why not? It's not need to be like that, is it?
Yes! Come here,
Stay there!
Good shot.
Have to run?
Yeah.
Yes.
So kind, you're a little bit fucking far from home, aren't you? What are you doing in there?
Fucking... Stay there, you fucking pig! Stay there!
We've worked a couple of soft skill options and a couple of hard skill options. Everyone's been working around just hitting them with a straight linear shot, palm strike. So your class doesn't have to be about the accumulation of how many tools you practice. You know, this is taking a couple of conceptual ideas, principles, putting them into an environment where it's likely to happen, and just amping up the pressure a little bit, just to give you that taste. It's good. It's cool for you.
Well, it's like a big concert. What the fucking thing is
Oh, well, that's a bit late for all that, yeah?
Rest! Rest! Hey, fucking leave! Rest! Chris, on in.
Boy, fella. I sure seen you around here.
Come on.
Run! The timing. See the timing?
Yeah.
See, if you haven't come from any other base before, so if you come, many people come from different martial methods of combat sport, and they've got attributes. So if you've got attributes from other things, they cross over. So first time I ever played rounders, didn't know the fucking rules, was just told what to do. Hand-eye coordination from training years of this stuff was ping, fucking knock the ball for miles, run faster than anybody else. Don't know the game, but it crosses over. And here, when you start to implement evasion, maybe the parkour bit like we looked at the other week, but certainly evasion and avoiding and hitting with timing, even somebody who's not been training that long is starting to cultivate those attributes. You know, you start to get that timing, boom, and that recognition of distance from training. That's fucking useful. It translates, as you see. Yes? Yeah. All right, big one.
You got cigarettes?
No, I haven't.
You sure you've got cigarettes? I really do.
Oh, you bitch! Come on, there you fucking go!
Yes, better. Leg it.
We're working with the perspective that maybe you've run around the corner and you're facing this wall, okay? So Obviously, to some people, this could be a dead end. Obviously, in this case, it's not. It's a fucking road up here. But let's just assume that this is a dead end. If you just look around you, what you've actually got, you've got, like Lee said, this isn't staged, bits of wood. There's even like a full bottle of fucking mixed vodka down here. There's loads of shit down here that you can pick up as a weapon. Yeah. Also, if you can and you're able, you can obviously do like a cat climb up the wall, like you saw me do the other week, where I sort of jump up and get up the wall. You can run up, so look at this, if I run up this, yeah, and I get up here, so let's just actually do it, okay? If I was to come up here, and I was to come here, and I hit these blades, and try and get up, you know, it maybe makes it easier for him or whatever, but the objective is that, just say that I've knocked them down, now he's got, if it's Simon, and he's got to get up this wall.
What's on about? I got it now.
You can see like the benefits that you've got. Also, you have this. Yeah, so it's the same thing again, you know? Being able to climb up this. You know? It's not a dead end, if you know what you're doing. Okay? So obviously it's time dependent. But if I've dropped the guy and I've done that sort of stun and run thing, and I've got round the corner and I'm faced with a dead end, it's not a dead end. It just depends on the perspective.
That's how you see the environment. Yeah. This is what makes the parkour understanding of at least the basics, not the aerial free running, just the basics. Run up a wall, negotiate a hurdle, tic-tac off a wall to change direction suddenly, which leaves the other person going the wrong way. Any number of these things can work really well. And as a combative trainee, you cross trains anyway, you should be fit enough to do that. You know, even at my age, I can run up a 6-foot wall and hurdle a fucking fence. You know, not necessarily nursing a broken rib, but I can do it most days. So that kind of basic shit is what you want. And if you continue the path up here, you'll see, again, there's like obstacles that you could push in front. There's obstacles that you could climb up to jump on something else. There's like big bottle bank there, whole like plastic tub full of glass bottles that you could use as missiles, use as impact weapons. You've got to start seeing the environment different. So if you see the environment from a tier 1 civilian perspective, when you go in any public place, it should be two-dimensional. You're not just looking at the public entrance in a restaurant, you're looking where's the fire exit, where's the service entrance, where's the delivery entrance. So if there's more than one entrance, there's more than one fucking exit. Look at shit like that. Look at strategically walking into a place and putting your back to the wall so your flanks are covered and you can see everything from an observational point of view. Know the difference between concealment, something that will hide you, and cover, something that will protect you from shrapnel, etc. These things are fucking useful. Do you know what I mean? See every environment that way. How could I negotiate that? How could I employ that? How could I use that as a synthetic ally? Just make you much more functional. Yes? Yeah. So the purpose of the lesson was looking at our options and resources, going from the lowest possible opportunity where we can escape, to stun and run, to run and I get caught and I pick up an equaliser, to run and I got caught and I got no fucking equaliser, I just have to fight. Always looking at the objective of escape at the earliest opportunity. I don't want to blitzkrieg anyone if I don't have to. I want to stun and run, whatever. Run, fight, get the fuck home. Any questions? No. Right, that's it, good boy.